I'm going to show you a very quick and easy way on how you can work with elastics if you're not familiar with it. So over here I have a 1/2 inch elastic and I'm actually going to be sewing a lot of them. So if you're going to be sewing a lot of elastics at one time, my first tip for you is going to be to unroll this whole thing. Trust me, that's going to make a lot of difference. You don't want to just keep rolling and unrolling it, and you know it's going to start twirling and twirling, and then you have to untwirl it. So that's a lot of pain there. So what I like to do is I like to just grab a box. So this is just an empty box I got from IKEA, and then you drop it in, and you kind of just like undo everything. Another way is you can just put this here and drop this baby inside here and start to unroll it this way, but you know, entirely up to you. But the main thing is that you want to actually undo the whole roll first. So I'm just going to do that, then I'll come back. Okay, all done! Okay, so the one thing that you need to realize when you're measuring elastics is that, of course, I'm going to remove the stapler here, so be careful if you have this at the end of your elastic, because sometimes the manufacturers use it to, you know, keep everything together. So dustbin. Poop. Okay, so the one thing I like to do to make measuring and cutting elastics a lot faster, especially if I'm not just cutting one. This could be if you're measuring a waistband, this could be if you're measuring a wristband, this could be measuring a choker or, you know, whatever that you're making, or a hair tie for a scrunchie or whatever. So what I like to do is I like to take my measuring tape and I just measure the first one first, regardless whether it's in cm or inches. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut one, and then I'm going to use this as my sample, and I'm just going to cut the rest. So this makes it a lot faster as compared to, you know, using the measuring tape and cutting it all the time. So that's just what I'm going to do. So you can watch me cut the whole entire roll, but let me just give you one tip, which is always use the original one. Don't use the one you just trimmed off and stuff like that, because it's not going to be very accurate, trust me. Alright, so yes. Oh, I'm gonna dump all of this elastic back on the table. It's much easier to work this way, so that I can just pull a lot easier when I need them. So yep, I'm just gonna do this for the whole entire roll. Remember, use your original one. Oh yeah, one more thing is don't stretch the elastics when you're doing this. So that's why it's always easier when you have it all relaxed this way. Because with elastics, sometimes when it is rolled up, the machines can actually stretch it. So it's not the most ideal. So when it's actually all relaxed this way, you give the elastics time to breathe, because sometimes the elastics actually start to become a little bit shorter, a little bit longer, just depending, especially if you're using like softer elastics. So always make sure that if you get like a huge roll, you know, let it breathe for a bit, especially if you're cutting a lot. If you're just cutting one, then so be it, you know, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's always much better to do that. So give the elastics some time to expand. So we're making these elastics from Marley mats, but I would do the same thing if I'm making a lot of costumes, a lot of apparels, a lot of dance wear and stuff like that. So this is the exact same method if I'm making like 50 apparels and stuff. So I would still cut my elastics this way. For the scissors, I'm using my micro serration scissors over here. This is one of my favorite ones. Which one is this? I don't remember which one this is, what brand this is. And link it down below in the description box. By the way, if you found this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe, okay? Because it means a lot to all of us here, and it supports a small business, so thank you. So yes, okay, I'm just going to finish the rest of this. Yeah, you see sometimes with the manufacturers, they start to, when it's the end of one elastic, they want to mesh it over to the other elastic to, make the whole roll out of it. So they do staple it sometimes. It drives me nuts. So I'm always very careful with this, and I want to make sure I get all the staples out because there shouldn't be any elastics. Alright? There shouldn't be any staples in the elastics, I mean. Because this would make someone really, really injured, especially if you're making apparels for a kid and stuff like that. I've seen costumes that have come in here for alterations, not made by us, and there are still pins, like pins there's still pins in the costume. And when I pick it out for the customer to see, they'll be like, whoa, and I'm like, yeah, because probably the costume designer probably overlooked it, because we use so many pins when we pin like the appliques and do the rhinestoning and stuff like that. So it's always important to make sure that you remove all of the staples and the pins, whatever that is, okay, whatever that you're making. Okay, continuing. Alright, now that I'm done, the last tip that I have for you would be that you can always use stickers on the table like these and stick one side on the other side and measure it and cut. But this is still my favorite way to do it, so it's completely up to you. Now, if you have any questions, drop it down in the comments below. We'll definitely answer you. And if you found it useful, please like and subscribe because it means so much to me. And I'll definitely see you again very soon. Do check out our online courses, and our physical classes are back as well in our sewing studio. So I'll definitely hope to see you here soon. Take care, stay safe. Until next week. Bye.